Coach, did Utah do anything that you weren't expecting to do? Is that the reason they scored so many points?
A couple of things, I think, they got into a lot more 12 personnel than we anticipated them doing going into the game. We got on the wrong side of some blocks a couple of times when our fits was
The run D has been so good, especially recently. Is that also what happened there?
You know, it's interesting because I think I could have done a little, maybe got us in different calls earlier in the game, would have helped us. But once again, you know, if they're the big plays, they just teach a lot. There were a lot of long runs today. I know he had a 64-yarder. We didn't make him earn the yardage. I think he had over 300 some up. Never been a part of that before. I think we have to go back and analyze a couple of things we're doing, especially against 12 personnel.
The hurry up, you guys were on the field a lot because you ran a hurry up offense. Did you prepare for that, know that going into the game, that was probably going to be the case?
Yeah, we prepared that. They told us, you know, we know that we're going to go hurry up, and if that helps us score points, we got to be in the field longer, so be it, that's okay. That's our job. Not a big deal. Just we were anticipating playing the players we played, make sure the substitution game becomes a little bit different now based on, especially your front guys, how you're playing them, getting them in and out.
What did you think of Tak's game today?
I thought he played excellent from up above. Obviously, it's different watching from up there with the inside. You know, you don't see some of the things, but he stood out, made some big plays, got the big fumble to get us, to get us in position to score a touchdown. Had some big sacks. It's always hard with Tak in a game like that because I hate to take him off the field because of all. But he does need some rest and give him a blow here and there. And I hate to have him off the field because he's so important to our defense.
How much did you find yourself having to give some guys rest like that just because of the time of possession advantage?
Yeah, I think, Coach McClure handles that, does a great job with getting those. I don't really make the counts. I know Angus has a handle with that. He works with Pat Riley upstairs, and they're constantly charting that throughout the game. So throughout the whole game, Angus, I hear him say, go to line 2, and I know they're talking about number of plays, and he's very cognizant of that during the game.
You mentioned guys getting on the wrong side of blocks. What causes that? Was it just
I think it's sometimes with how you're fitting and how you see things. I don't know if we reacted to it fast enough, especially in the counter play. We got it on the wrong side and they split us inside. You always have to know where your help is and where you're spilling it up to. And I think a couple of times we got on the wrong side of that block and there was no one to kick it back to.
You guys have a bye week, kind of a bye week. Play Thursday next week. Is this coming at a good time for you guys?
I think the one thing that'll help us do is go back and reevaluate some things that we can do better as coaches, and maybe we can do a better job of getting them in better alignments. And I say this all the time. I think I always mad at myself because I like to think that you want to call a perfect game. You can't do that all the time, but. So I think I'll have to go back and look at some things with the defensive staff with Coach Moore. Maybe I know there's some things we've got to do a much better job on to help them. You always think about helping them. How can we help them? How can we help them? And so that's the thing we've got to figure out here in the next few days. And I think that, a couple of days off will help us. I don't think it's really going to treat it much like an off week because we do play away. We will travel on a Wednesday. It'll just be, maybe a couple of days when they don't have night meetings or something along those lines.
Putting John Johnson in at corner instead of having Randall start there, what was kind of the thinking behind that?
Well, we thought we could get Randall involved more. Obviously, you want him around in the run game, and then Randall plays different places. Nate's still out. I think Fabio went down for a little bit today, and we had to make some changes there. So, Randall gives us that guy. He played some corner today, did some other things there. So, I think it's one of the things you'd like to have Randall in the middle of your defense too, because of the type of player that he is.